system. Take the BVN and everything is at your beck and call. So I do have to register multiple things, but this will be fine. Strike. Labour accuses federal government of delay. NLC Exco meets today. This is not new. I mean, Labour should have always, this has always been said by Labour, and many Nigerians have also opened that the government puts up all these strategies of give us this day, set up that committee, set up another committee to look into what this committee did, and all of that. And at the end of the day, time is gone. Well, fine details there. That's what you have on the Punch newspaper. We'll go for a short commercial now. When we come back, well, we get into more headlines and take your calls.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.
Hooray! It's Lujo Heights anniversary. Lujo Heights Homes Limited is having
030-6416. That is the WhatsApp portal. All right, let's just touch on some of the messages here before we get back to the headlines. Morning, I wonder what people expect from Lagos State Election Petition Tribunal in this country called Nigeria. No judge or judges would ever say otherwise, except the person will go wants to go the way of Funshaw William, mayor from Ikotun Egbe. Oh man, okay, mayor. I wouldn't know, but I think they would have to. The judges would make their decisions based on the facts in front of them. And, that's why I've always been one who has said, if you want real change, you have to change the constitution and the laws, because every workman will work with the tools available to him, and when people know how to manipulate those tools, that's it. So it becomes difficult for the judges, even if they feel or they see differently, but they have to do or give judgments based on what's in front of them and what the law is saying. Good morning, presenter. There is need to ensure provision of quality education for Rivers children. Education is a joint responsibility of all. If we want to eradicate mass illiteracy, we all need to put our hands on deck and positive measures in place for our children. Owanate Clinton West. All right, you're not far from the truth, my brother. You said it just as it should be said. Good morning, presenter. That court discharges and acquits university lecturer of sexual assault is good. This case of sexual assault and harassment is one too many in Nigerian tertiary institutions. Our lecturers should for once employ decency and self-discipline in their conduct. The conventional court may set the accused lecturer free, but their conscience at the moral court would not acquit them, considering their image. Let the university authority protect the girl child. The elder Joel Adolphus from Degama. Well, you heard the court. They couldn't prove beyond any reasonable doubt that this happened, so now it becomes difficult. Like I said again, you have to understand how these laws work. Malian military junta delays election over technical issues. I laugh in Swahili. Power has made these ones adopt INEC language. Anonobi KC. All right, still on the punch. Let's see what we have here. Several other headlines that are quite interesting. Vandals destroy 108 transmission towers. Federal government alleges sabotage. Who are the people who are supposed to be mounting or watching over those towers? What were they doing when people were dismantling them? Tinubu begs U.S. court not to release privileged documents. You would also see that on the punch. You'd have to open it and find out details. Tinubu begs U.S. court not to release privileged documents. Fire guts 3 offices in Supreme Court. PDP demands probe. I already looked at that earlier. Tinubu reviews document as CBN investigator submits interim report. That's also on the Punch newspaper. Let's just dive onto the Vanguard and see what we have there. Dive into the Vanguard now. The first headline here, quite interesting. You would see strike. Federal government will soon conclude wage award to workers. Lalong, that's the Labour Employment Minister. Insecurity. Zamfara governor alleges federal government in secret talks with bandits. Okay. Another one says Tinubu has not reintroduced petrol subsidy. APC. Okay. Is it the APC or the presidency that should be saying this more? I'm not saying the president is from the APC, understandably, but the presidency, I think, should be in a better position. The minister for state oil, petroleum, should be saying this, or a statement from the presidency. I think would be much more soothing than coming from a political party. Because it's a federal government. That's it. Another one here says, let's see if we can get one more. All right, I think that would be all. Idul Maulid, federal government declares Wednesday public holiday. Idul Maulid, federal government declares Wednesday public holiday for those of us who want to sleep extra. Well, I'm sure this is good news for you. Let's get onto the phone lines now. 0817 923 0003 or 0817 923 0007. Abinoye is our first caller from Abua. Straight to the point, please, Abinoye. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Andrew.
Good morning to you.
Yes, sir. The news this morning is saying that a group is calling for the sack of the suspended school principal. And I want to say that these principals are scapegoats, except that anything they are fixing on the school uniforms. Otherwise, the children would have provided their school uniforms. But I'm joining the voice that says the government should come clear to say how free this free education is. Because for me, I think it's a wrong register. Because if they say that there is free tuition free, I will agree. But when they say free education, I do not know whether they provide school uniforms and books in the urban areas. But all I know in the rural areas, I have not seen such. And I know that the last dispensation, they said they were paying, overhead or whatever interest. And after a while, the thing died naturally. It is difficult to run the schools. It's not to stay there and they say free education. Let us not play politics with it. I am saying this morning that come clear. Tell us what you mean by free education. Is it free tuition free or free education? Now the taxi that ran away with those goods, I want to advise the taxi man, maybe take those goods to the nearest police station or wherever that woman will come and collect. Because it is better you do good and not have thanks than doing evil and not punished.
All right, thank you very much, Abinoye. Robin is in HA. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Ifeanyi Andrew.
Good morning.
On the issue of River State government as regards free education, Ifeanyi Andrew, I told you the other day that the suspension of those two head teachers and a head teacher and a principal is a storm in a teacup. I listened to the Commissioner of Education interview. You are the one who interviewed him. Can you go back and listen to all what he said? He was not able to answer any direct question you were putting across to him. After it was on radio that River State is running free education, he had meeting with teachers and head teachers and principals, asking them that children should provide books and school uniform. What is free education? River State government is deceiving us. We River State people here. Free education is free. You cannot say you are paying NACO for the students, paying whatever for the students, and you say it's free education. How much is NACO? I'll be asking this question. The students, how much? So a parent will spend money in all through buying books, buying uniform, buying standards, and you say you pay NACO in free education. River State government is lying and they are deceiving themselves. That's no free education in River State.
Robin, thank you very much. After that Ida Good News on the line. I will get to them shortly. But I visited some of the schools in Obiakpo, and I also saw certain things. Some of them fantastic infrastructure. Some of the schools fantastic infrastructure. But guess what? Some of them no power. There's no light, electricity. For one of the schools, in fact, the news was that it was during commissioning that there was light. After commissioning, they cut to the light, and that's it. They were disconnected from the grid, and so they don't have power. So I was asking, how do you then run, how do you use the restroom and all of that? I said, well, they have to use the generator, so they get diesel or fuel. And I said, was money provided for it? I didn't get much because not everybody wants to talk, which is now another thing. People are concerned for their jobs and the fact that if you talk, because we're in a system where if you constructively criticize a government or you say something that is true, that is obvious, everybody can see, you're seen as a bad person, and then they find a way and find one law from the civil servant, whatever, civil service, and say, oh, you did this, and then use that for saying what is right. And it's the same us that are telling our children to do the right thing. So eventually, I found out that, clearly, it's not, government doesn't give money for a day-to-day, just for diesel, so that they can even pump water. It was as bad as, at the time I was there, they had to pump water on the gen for almost about 5 minutes just to pump water, so especially for the girls to use the restroom. It was that bad. And I'm saying, such a beautiful structure. Why don't you have these plans in place? Is there a daily provision for these things? And I even discovered that those people did not get uniform. And so, please, I think the next thing now is let the ministry let us know how many schools got free uniforms and how many schools got these books. How many of them? How many did they get? I know the commissioner was saying, oh, how often do you send this? Do principals get money for daily running of the schools? Because stationaries, all of these things are inclusive. Or those things the government doesn't consider part of the free education. Let us understand. Good news is in mile 3. Let's go to Nkoro now. Ida, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew Femi, good morning.
You're welcome.
Yes. APC statement this morning that former Governor Ezebonyi Sowike did not do anything for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They did not work for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I know who they work for. So they should leave the former governor alone. He has collected minister. He will collect more. They will never collect anything. About the free education, yes. School in River State is free. Uniform and every other thing is free. We have some political members who are teachers inside the school who are collecting money from these students to spoil the image of the governor. The governor has been trying. Since former Governor Ezebonyi Sowike, education is free in River State. Government school is free. Come to Nkoro, I'm telling you the truth. Or find a way to enter the school to act. So anybody who wants to tarnish the image of the governor cannot do it. Because the governor is doing the right thing at the right time. Education is free. WAEC, everything
all right,
is
Ida,
free.
thank you very
Uniform
much.
Is free.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Nobody is trying to tarnish anybody's image, and this is the problem we have. So somebody can't. Yours in your area, it's free. I think we had a parent who we spoke to, who alluded to the fact that where he took his child to, he did not pay any dime. No dime was paid. Everything, they registered the child, gave them uniform there, give them. So that's why I said, okay, let's know how many schools have gotten these uniforms, how many others have not gotten them, how many schools got the books, how many others have not gotten them. Because I also saw a school in Aoda. I think I did a video for that. You see it on my Facebook page for those of us that follow me. A school in Aoda. It is not funny. So in as much as the government is doing this, it should expand. If people are not doing what they ought to do, people are not doing their job, suspend them or remove them and put people that will work. Because the commissioner said something about we are not everywhere. Somebody has to give us information. Somebody has to tell us what's happening in a school in Aoda West, in one of the communities. It is sickening. If you see I'll put it. You see it on my page. I have that video. I think the video should be. I should upload that video today, so you see it and you understand. So. If somebody says that in his own area, see the problem, don't say that they are trying to tarnish. No, they are not. It is the government to now look and say, okay, where is this place this person is talking about? Let's go and see it. Let's do something about it. That is what it should be. It should not be seen as somebody trying to make anybody look bad. You're there to fix problems. That's why you're government. God's time is in Onelga. Good morning.
Good morning, Femi Andrew.
Welcome.
You see, the issue on free education and no free education in River State is alarming. If you mean, I'm not calling the radio because I intend to make an allegation. Somebody I know took her child to school to register for JSS1 at a community primary school here in the city of Port Harcourt. I was in Port Harcourt some days ago. And the person was asked to pay for desk fee, not just desk fee, another fee. I asked the woman, can you please grant me an interview on live video? She said no, that she can't do that she doesn't want an issue. The River State government should come clean. If they are giving us free education to our children, they should come clean. They should let us know. They are talking about free education. Is free education in my community at Obobro? Everybody practically foot their bills for their little children in the community primary school. Is River State government or Obobro not part of River State? You can't say you are doing free education when you can't even provide good water for the children to drink, good water for the children to even use the toilet. Nothing, no toiletries of any kind. How do you expect the head teachers or the headmasters to run the school or the principal when you are not providing any day-to-day running fund?
All right, God's time. Thank you very much. Let's get on to Uche Ken. The commissioner said there's a needs assessment going on now. So perhaps they're trying to get data to see which of the schools needs attention. Uche Ken from HA, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning to you. Go on.
Yes, let me quickly look at Professor Obonna discharged and acquitted over sexual harassment case. For me, one thing is to accuse somebody. Another thing is to defend your accusation beyond a reasonable doubt. If you must accuse somebody, please get prepared and get your defense tools. Else, you will be embarrassed before the honorable court. But I also want to say that this doesn't mean that the gay child shouldn't be protected. Then finally, Wike contributed nothing to Tinubu's victory, according to APC campaign council. For me, there is no cause of alarm, but it will be a shameful thing that APC only contributed to the victory of President Tinubu and couldn't do anything regards to senatorial election, House of Representative election, and the House of Assembly election. I mean, at this venture, they couldn't, one person, one APC person couldn't represent the party. You look at them now. Are they saying anything here? They don't have anything to say. It will be quite unfortunate that they claim they have done something and accusing Wike of reaping where they did not so. They should have a rethink. Professor Bonna, congratulations, sir.
All right, then, thank you very much. Jonathan is in Abua. We'll go to Letambari in Bori from now. Jonathan in Abua, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Welcome.
I'm commenting about the principal to be disciplined in secondary school. It's not unbearable, it's unbearable because I went to the school, government secondary school, Abua. And what I saw, even the principal office, it's like where rats are holding meeting. And I asked him, he said that government are not giving interest. But there they say admission is free, actually free. But the money to be paid is 12,000 naira. And he gave me a breakdown of that money. And I found, even telling that teacher meeting should be held, so that parents will help. Even child to be written on board, there's no provision from government. And it's not good. Government should do something on the school. I schooled in that school, GFS, Abua. But now, if you go to the school, it's like government on the school is not of that time that we school. Everything, nothing is there, and government is doing nothing. So government should do something.
All right, Jonathan, thank you very much. Letambari is in Bori. All right, let's go to good news in Mount 3. Good news, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, my brother, man.
You're welcome.
How are you this morning, sir?
I'm very fine, thank you. Go on.
Thank you. Let me add my voice on the teachers and on the people who called for the principals to be sacked. I think they are not fair to our children in Rivers State. They are not fair at all. If not for one thing, I could have accused them that the government sent them to come and do what they did. I could have alleged and accused them, but I will not do that because they have the right to say what they are saying. Before they will say what they said, they could have gone to the schools, carry out first-hand information of what is really happening. The government cannot say they are doing school education. And just as other persons say, to ordinary water commissioning of schools, they claim. The NEPA will disconnect the lights because the principals does not have money to pay for NEPA bill. Is it not the government that should have done that random payment, settled with NEPA? That is one. Where is the water they will use? Most of the desks are destroyed and burned. Most of the students sit on the floor. As I talk to you, most of the students do not have, the teachers do not have chalks. Up till now, as I talk to you, over more than 3 weeks or 4 weeks, the school resumed, and the Commissioner for Education, Professor Mom, will come and say that there's free education. Kai! My name is Good News.
All right, good news. Thank you very much. Akanto and Promise, after those, we'll take some messages. But let me quickly say, RIFSCO did not say that principals should be sacked. They only advocated for stricter disciplinary measures against teachers. And there was a caveat to it. They also said when it is found that government is doing what government should do, and then principals are still extorting parents, stricter disciplinary actions should be taken beyond just suspension. They even talked about you can't just sack a person from the civil service. I mean, there are certain rules and certain gravity of offense a person would commit that would determine whether or not a sack would be given. But if you even listen to what was said in The Voice, they had also questioned the government, criticized the government, and also asked that the government allocate sufficient funds for the smooth running of these schools. So let's not get it wrong. They did not say sack, because I think you're the second person or third person who is saying the same thing. I had to make that clarification. Akanto is in Bori. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy New Week.
Happy New Week to you. Go on.
Particularly, I'm calling from the Bori Canal route.
Go ahead.
I am standing at the channel. Let me hit on this court, the court issue with that the lecturer of Rivers State about sexual harassment. Well, the court has done its own bit, but the conscience that the morality and otherwise is who has its own place. I want to advise lecturers who are engaged in sexual harassment to desist from it. I think our female students should be given a rightful place in our study institution. Please, I'm not accusing the lecturer, but the USP should respect him. But you should serve as a debtor. And I know that God has done his own. But posterity, they say a free conscience cannot accusation. That is that. The issue of schools, I know, like I said yesterday in one of the radio stations, nobody can come and say everything. No God, even in my household, I cannot provide everything to my family, but I can do some percentage of it. And like on Liberty,
all right,
while we get it, we feel for more. So I want to appeal to all students of all these schools you are mentioning. That's a rule I did in my school. Let me not proud that.
All right, Akanto, thank you very much, but we don't have a lot of time. Let's move on to Promise in Rumo Dumaya. Promise, good morning. Oh man, we lost the call from Promise already. I was worried about that. Some messages now on WhatsApp. This one says, I stand with the NLC. Federal government should do the right thing because the way subsidy was removed, the urgency, one would expect that salaries would be increased and other palliatives would be implemented automatically. Christian Williams from Igbo Echie. This one says, good morning, Ifeemi. It's quite unfortunate that a group will call for punishment of head teachers. Free education of Rivers State government is only on paper. The government should be pragmatic and not only pronouncing free education. I think the bone of contention for many people is to understand what does the free education entail? What and what? Because if you say the commissioner was here and he talked about textbooks, note, the commissioner did not say notebooks, because I asked him specifically. He said textbooks, uniforms, and then for teachers, teaching aids, he said markers. And when I even spoke with one of the teachers, they said what they got was a packet of chalk for ones that use board, a packet of marker, how long that will last. And some of these markers, not all of them work. You know, there are other things that will happen. But what is important now is after you provide that, if the school does not have a smooth running system where there's money for toiletries, there's money for other things that will happen, the principals are the ones that are there every single day. The teachers are there every single day. You would not be there with them as commissioner or as governor or as whoever. You will not be there with them every single day. So they are the ones that will have to handle these challenges that they see every day. Now, if you have not created a system where they can't be able to do this, where funds to do it would come without stress, where would they get the money from? They need to wear diesel to pump water because the school is not connected to the national grid. What happens? Who will bring the money? How do they get it? Should they spend their own money? Are they supposed to be getting certain amount of money from government, or is government supposed to be taking care of that? Critical questions. The physical infrastructure in itself, the desks, the buildings itself, and all of those things. Okay, who is going to do that? And then, are all the schools getting these uniforms and textbooks? Does the free education inquire don't pay school fees, get free books and free uniform? Is that all? What does it entail in general? People need to know. We take another message on. I'm waiting for the Facebook messages to come up, but then I think we're having slight issues with the network, and that's been the delay here. Why we've not been able to look at your messages on Facebook, unfortunately, and we are running out of time this morning. Well, thank you for being a part of the conversation. Business news comes up next. Afterwards, we go on to the rest of our programs. Stay tuned.
Hooray! It's Lujo Heights anniversary. Lujo Heights Homes Limited.